Hello guys, so welcome back to your daily entertainment bars right here on NOMINATE TV. Please, if you are new here, kindly subscribe to this channel and also click on the bell icon so that anytime we drop a new content, you will be the first to be notified. And also don't forget to also drop your comments in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up and also share this video with your friends and loved ones.
And Kwesi Arthur, Dakovi was the one with the machine at the time who could take vocals, and the time was just right, So, he went in there, me, Dakovi, Kwesi Arthur. I remember Victor was in there as well. Victor Ade, is that Victor AD?
Victor AD.
Yeah. So it was a nice time recording his session, in Nigeria as well.
Yeah, so I'll tell you one thing that really fascinated me about when you dropped your album. Watching KERI HILSON, post your music more than even our African artists posted your music. Like, she pushed the song, she did a lot of stuff, and I looked at it, I was like, you see, this is how to do a collaboration with an international artist, right? Exactly. Every time we all follow KERI, she was even doing videos of you in the studio and all of that. That alone made me feel like it's not like you went to her kneeling down, please do a song. It's a creative person and another creative person coming together to create something. Because you see, Ghana is on the map, Nigeria is on the map, Africa, Afrobeat is on the map, and that is what we are all selling. And the respect that they currently give us in Africa for our music is different from years ago, right? I'm sure that if you remember, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, when you go out to maybe you go out to the UK or America, it was never like how it is right now. Now, so when I saw that thing, when I saw KERI HILSON putting up the videos, on our Instagram, my Insta story, I was like, yes, this is what we've always been looking for. Not just to go and meet an international artist to do a song with us, and then they will ignore posting the song, they will ignore putting it even on their Insta story, they will not do anything. But that's one thing that really caught my attention. So how was that relationship? Because I will not say it just happened, because I'm sure you guys blended very well. The conversation was what brought about that kind of attitude. So talk to us about it.
Thank you. I think first and foremost, I'll say KERI is, like you said, is super talented and a very beautiful human as well, not just physically, because it takes people who see beyond just the business aspects of things and how formal we have to do things to show love in this industry as musicians. So you said already that you hardly find that connection or that bond when an artist from Africa features another big artist outside of Africa, right? Exactly. So I just have to say big respect to her. But it all started this way. I've said this story 1,000 times, but I have to say it here again. Big ups to a friend of mine called Dusty. It so happened that Dusty was on a flight with KERI, once upon a time. And I think something had happened already whilst they were going to get on board. So they started vibing, my guy said, only to realize that was KERI HILSON he was with, big ups to Dusty, And then the conversation turned to music. And he would definitely put me on the first because he's my guy. It's like, yeah, do you know STONEBWY? So KERI would tell me that, she told me that, yes, and she's like, yeah, okay, I think I may have heard a thing or two, but let me check it out. And then my guy, said he put me on proper, and then he called me from America. I was in Ghana at the time, and then we exchanged me and I think he had actually made KERI follow me something. Like, I think he just, whatever he did, he must have sold as well. And it reflected somehow, but he did good. So I'm only saying this to point at the fact that he must have spoken well about so many things that will just bring me and the lady to a very humble place where we just merged. So by the time we exchanged, I sent a message and she replied or something, was on IG, and then she sent her number, sent her managers as well. So it was. So I to date I've been wondering how or what I've been wondering what he could have said. But in the end, KERI is a very, very good friend of mine right now. And trust me, we connect so much and we vibe. And all I can say is that she is a very real person who
Yeah.
understands what it is when it comes to support and business. So I flew back into the I flew back I went to the States one time, you know, for a quick move, and then she invited me over to her studio. She had already, you know, lined up an engineer she was working with already, you know, um, and Dre Bombay is the
Yeah.
name. Legendary. He's produced from Michael Jackson to everybody else. So to have had Dre produce that song for me is for us. I mean, it's
Yeah.
amazing. So Kerry and I, throughout the studio session, she was down to earth. She would eat some local food. She would, you know what I mean? We were just bonding. And the song was created right there at that moment. We sang to the first beat he started to play. You know, I went there with another Ghanaian super producer as well called Selassie. So
Yeah.
we all just wrote the music. We all just felt the energies, and that's the outcome we have now. And I think Nominate is one of the biggest songs Africa has right now with that kind of combination as
Yeah.
crazy tune, you know.
That's great. You know, but you see, with your album, with the COVID lockdown, has this impacted your abilities to shoot videos and promote your album?
Yeah, I think with the lockdowns, people can't move around so much, and there are limits to the number of people who can gather at a place or two.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, I've been planning this album for a whole year, and right before the COVID hit, my plan also worked. I'd been able to shoot like some 3 videos, including the one with KERI HILSON, the one with Jamil,
Yeah.
you know. So when I came back to Ghana as well, you know, and that week they had lifted the it was no more like a total lockdown. We could do one or two, so we arranged and we stayed within the confines of the law, and also filmed the last video that I dropped right now, which is Legbagbe,
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
video, crazy thing. And the album has been doing good so far. But I'll definitely say that we've not been able to, you know, go all out to do as much as we can do because of the coronavirus. Yeah.
Okay, so that brings me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, so you did a collaboration with Chief and Spanker out of Netherlands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel like Ghanaian Afro pop is finally being accepted by the Western world?
Why Ghanaian Afro pop though? So I can answer well, because is that
Pardon?
different from the Afro beat? I mean, I want to know why Ghanaian Afro pop, as used by you, is that quite different from the general Afro beat that is entering the world right now properly?
So, but you see, I always say this, but people might flag it a little way. I schooled in Ghana at some point, right?
Oh,
And there was
so
a
you
time,
also had to
yeah.
pass through
So
here.
yeah. I'm coming to that. So you
You
see,
know
I've
how we
also
feel
passed through
about
it. So
passing
let me
through.
tell you something. so you know R2Bs.
Yeah.
So when R2Bs had Ademado, I dey go
I dey go
crazy,
crazy,
met
yeah,
this
yeah.
girl up in the
Up
club,
in the
and I
club,
woke
but you
up
find
passing
up
them.
passing them more.
Yeah. So I was the one. So I was in Ghana then. It was myself, Mr. Easy. So Mr. Easy used to be a show promoter, you know. So it was myself, Mr. Easy. We're a lot of us in Ghana at the time, Nigerians. So I now went to R2B's house somewhere, and I got there. I asked them they should give me their song, their CDs. So I took their
Yeah.
CDs, sent it by bus to
To
Nigeria, and
oh
when I got to Nigeria, I took their CDs everywhere and promoted their song.
wow.
Now the thing is that's why I always tell people that. And when I was in Ghana, that's when I always heard Metam for Mejai Maninko.
Ah, Bisake
So
there.
yeah, Mr. Kede. So these are songs I actually like. So I always tell people I'm using Ghanaian because I like I actually love a lot of Ghana rhythm in their songs.
Yeah.
You understand? I can relate to artists like yourself, artists like Sakode, Bisakede, and the likes. So I'm using that not as, I'm not trying to generalize for Africa. So if in Africa we're saying we're trying to push, okay, let's say we're trying to push Afrobeat, right? So, but the Afro pop, I'm not trying. That's what I'm saying. Let me swing it the other way, right?
That's why
So
I
I
had
love
to
Ghana
ask
music.
so that I know how to. Yes, so that I
Yeah.
know how. So
So it's the
you
same.
mean
It's
Ghana
basically the
music?
same thing. So yeah, Ghana music, Ghanaian
That's what you
music.
mean, like Ghana,
Yeah,
so
that's what
that
I
I
mean. Yeah.
don't go answering for Afrobeat whatsoever, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now I think this might get me into the news again, but let me just because
It's part of the promotion.
the last one with Dotu got me. I know you must have read an article or two. The last one with
Yes, I
Dotu,
saw
I
that. I
was
saw
like,
that one.
Nigerians were coming at me like, oh, I just made just a brotherly chat now, you know. But anyway, Ghanaian music has actually been, to me, has actually been the foundation of our Afrobeats music today. I'm sorry, this is my own fact. You know, so I think that it has only evolved, you know, in time because we the younger ones now grew up of something that is definitely more hip, you know,
Yeah.
than the olden type. So we have combining these two styles. You find out that especially I can be taken from the reggae side and the
Yeah.
reggae side and the dancehall and the Afrobeat, or you know. So,
Yeah.
but currently, I think that it has even become more easier for an artist like me because if you take Stonebwoy 5 years back, you might find more of the dancehall reggae influx on
Yeah.
all the types. But we've come to a point where we've matured enough to be able to differentiate between, you know, or I say we've matured enough to be able to keep what sound on what song. So when you take a song like Manimi, like Obiba Manimio, 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 Manimio is a typical Afrobeat song. I have a number of Afrobeat songs like Ololo with Penny, you know. I think all what I want to say is that Ghana music in today's era is still versatile. It's still that versatile as compared to, you know, if you don't want trouble, you just do like this. They know it's your neighbor. You know, it's still very versatile because when you pick a Stonebwoy from Ghana, you feel the versatility in my thing because my foundation is Afrobeat, reggae, and dancehall and singing. When you pick R2Bs, you find the diversity. When you pick Samini, when you pick Shatawale, when you pick Sarkodie, you see, I'm just mentioning. You find when you pick Ponobio, you know, when you pick Darko Vibes, maybe Kim Promise, you know, Kiddy, and you know, you find the vibes. Kwame Eugene, you find that there's some
Yeah.
Shatawale as well, definitely. You find, but when you pick Nigeria, when you tune into a Nigerian radio and you are there for like 10 minutes, you hear there are different voices, different styles, you know. But then I think the difference would be that the Ghana people were more, you can feel, or will be, bear with me now, you
Can you hear
know.
me?
Yeah, I'm like, I can hear you. So I'm like, bear with me. The Ghana style is always like more, you know, there's some weight. There's some dark.
So are you saying that Nigerian music doesn't have weight?
You just said that. I'm not even. I didn't say that. Don't turn it around. No, I'm just. See, you want to put me. This is a disclaimer.
See,
This is a disclaimer.
Stonebwoy,
It didn't come out of my mouth. You only asked me a question that I also ask you so that I can answer and you explain.
Stonebwoy,
And I'm also telling
regardless.
you the Ghana music has some sort of sound, some sort of there's some sort of energy, and you know that comes with the versatility,
Yeah.
versatile nature of how our
Yeah.
sound is. So if you ask me
Yeah.
what sound it is that is taking over for it, yes, that's why I just mentioned some other artists. Maybe yeah, that's it. Our style is more, you know. And
Okay,
somebody saying
let's talk about
Nigerian musicians are
let
even
let's
chewing their
let's
verses.
avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's avoid some things. Yeah, and let's talk about um, the business side of music. A lot of artists don't know the business side of music. Most artists know how to just sing. You know, they know how to get on the stage. They know how to tell their management, pay me my percentage. You know, being a big artist to the level where you are right now. The level where you are now is a status we call A-list, right? Being an A-list artist in Africa, do you think that we need to educate a lot of young artists that are coming up more about the music business? Because you went back to school, right? You left music, you were
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
music already, you went back to school,
yeah,
finished
yeah.
your school, came back. Now that is one education. But forgetting to educate yourself about the music business is always a big problem for a lot of artists. So what are
Yeah.
you going to advise the young artists coming up about educating themselves about the business? Where to upload your song, what publishing
Thank you.
means, what streaming means, and all of that.
I
Yeah.
think that this will also go for myself in the end because I'm part of the new school, you know, which
Yeah.
is that it is, yes, we do need education. And I would say that a few people like yourself have come from a school background. Why I'm not using an education background, educated background is
Yeah.
like I'm using a school background such that
Yeah.
your careers are like, you know, that's where your hustle went through. But I believe that a
Yeah.
majority of us artists do, we it's not easy to just, you know, split your mind into bits and pieces while you're hustling the music, you know, at the same time. So we may have to
Yeah.
focus fully to get to certain levels, you know, before we want to think about, okay, how is this one not working or how is that one not working? Because, for instance, as an underground, you are thinking more of getting an opportunity to even be able to record or be able to head first and foremost before you can even start thinking about, okay, now my song is being played and I think I need to be paid for, or somebody is now using me for an event I think I need to be paid for, you know. So I'm not trying to justify artists, but I'm only giving some few reasons that will just take your mind away into a different place, either than knowing what publishing is or the actual music business part is, you know. Because most of it, an artist team is supposed to be entailed of somebody who will take care of that business aspect. So
Mm-hmm.
most of it, the artist just tends to focus on the music and the creativity. But now you are advising that we also get involved, or we have to know what it actually is about. That way, whoever is
Yes.
representing you or is not, whoever is representing you is trying to push you on the administrative part of the music, you know what type of information is to consume from them. And you can even direct them as to, because in the
Yeah.
end, you are the one you are the icing on the cake, no matter who represents you,
Yeah.
whatnot. If you do not understand
Yeah.
certain business terms, you get to be cheated sometimes. And sometimes you don't get to be able to make quality decisions because you don't know that part of the music business yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a high need for everybody to know about their music, not only to know about creating, performing, and the rest. Yeah, we have to understand the business also. But that is just like working twice as hard, you know. So that's it. I think it's key, but it's not easy to. It's not easy to, you know, be to equip yourself as well, like a business administrative, like a music business administrative person
Yeah.
will do, and be an artist
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But you see, I had an interview with Mr. Easy. I don't know if you watched that interview, the one I had with Mr. Easy.
Yeah, I saw some headlines.
Yeah. I'll tell you something. After that interview, I went back to bed and I was like, what? Mr. Easy has more information than a lot of people that own record labels about the music game.
Wow.
He understands it. You know, so I always feel like you said already, we're not expecting an artist to know everything about the music industry, but
Yeah.
there are basic details about business that the artist is meant to know. Where your
Yeah.
songs are being plugged, who is plugging your songs, what
Yeah.
you are doing here, you know, the details for your, you know, the basic details that is around your industry, you know, and
Yeah.
it's very, very key for artists to have that. And someone like you, speaking to you and how you put your career, already shows that you understand the nitty-gritties of the business you are into, and you're also a graduate from school, and then you are also to have a fourth album and still be on top of your game. That means you know exactly what you're doing. I want to say congratulations.
Thank you
So
very much.
going forward, I'm going to ask two questions in one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about concerts and tours, right?
Yeah.
What was that one city in Europe or elsewhere you traveled to around the world and the crowd was singing word to word to your song? Was that the day you say, Kai, Stonebwoy, I don't blow?
Honestly, a number of cities, trust me, a number of cities. What it actually taught me is like a number of cities, like one of my European tours, when the last one I played the Morgan Heritage at Uppsala Reggae Festival, and I did my show the next day, played with them. The other, I've done Reggae Soundfest in Jamaica, which is one of the toughest stage to play on as an international artist who does reggae and dancehall. Because you can't Jamaica, everybody is an artist. Everybody is an artist on the roadside and everything. So
Yeah,
you know, at
yeah.
that event as well, when I was adjudged the 10th best performer. This is Jamaica, and you just came in your first big show you did, and you're among the top 10 performers already. So the reception was like crazy. Same way in Europe. I was about to mention Summer Jam. These moments have never made me feel like I have arrived or still where I don't blow. That's why I laughed.
Yeah.
These moments have always encouraged me to realize that, okay, once upon a time, whatever I had thought in my mind to do is happening and can get better and bigger than this. But it feels very, it feels fulfilling to an extent when you see this crowd, the crowd sing back your song, get connected to the performances, you know. And most of these stages are like reggae dancehall stages, you know, like world known, you know, reggae dancehall stages. And for a Ghanaian boy who got inspired by this, blending it with Afro beats to come on stage and scatter the place. And we are talking about closing shows as well, you know, like top tier. It just makes me feel like, yeah, there's more room for improvement, and you know, as I've never really sat and feel like I don't blow, it's done, because there's always sorry, this one a normal cough. This one now the cough with the cough before.
Don't worry. Yeah, okay, you're okay.
This one, yeah. So it's made me feel good though. Trust me, like, you know, yeah, you've gotten somewhere, and I'm not trying to be, you know, partial about it. We've come far, you know,
Yeah.
in our own way.
So yesterday, day before yesterday, we lost a reggae icon here in Nigeria named Bajak Fashek.
Majek for
Are you
check, yeah,
familiar with his
yeah,
music?
yes, the rainmaker, however they call it. Yeah, Majek for check,
Yeah.
right? I've heard a story, and it's crazy. Majek Fashek is one of the very first people who got to get the real deals, like
Yeah.
like some of us haven't yet.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
once, not twice, right?
Yeah. Yo,
Crazy instrumentalist.
I get where you're coming from. Yeah. See, Stonebwoy, you're very, see, you want to say something that you will dodge it. You're very, Stonebwoy. Don't worry. I want us to have this interview in peace. So, you know, I want us to have this interview in peace. So I'm just going to I'm just going to let you, you know, you've been playing me like this.
No,
but no problem. I'll catch you somewhere.
And may he so rest in peace. I think he's one of the reggae icons that I also grew up upon. I also grew on because in at that time in Ghana, you would hear names like Rocky Dawuni, you hear names like Shasha Mali, you know, you hear names like Black Prophet, you hear names like Black Rasta as well. Africa loves reggae, you know, and Majek Fashek. The same way that he something also passed, I think last 2 years or something. Not Daddy Shokio. No.
I know.
Raskimono.
Raskimono.
Yes. So I understand my reggae people, my reggae legends now. They follow.
All right. Your record label. So I've been seeing people write Beam, right? Which is is that the right pronunciation?
Yes, Beam.
So which is
like a sound.
Bless His Royal Majesty.
His Imperial Majesty. There's Bless His Imperial Majesty. You know, like BHIM.
Okay.
It's Bless His Imperial Majesty.
Yeah.
And it's just a sound that later I felt like I have a connection with this sound so much that it should mean something to me and the masses who follow us. You know, so I broke it down and I got it this meaning because I love to be one person who will say bless up or give thanks. You know, so to bless His Imperial Majesty, we all know His Imperial Majesty is the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, God our Creator. So bless His name is just as easy as that because you find me say bless up most often. So when that beep 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 became a sound that people would identify me with and call me any day, and I'll put in my songs as well as a slogan. When it caught on and became a part of us, I needed to break it down, you know, and give it a meaning. So that is the meaning, bless His Imperial Majesty. And you see I have my merchandise as well as the Beam merchandise, or you buy Beam. Like there's the logos and all, you know, all the souvenirs that come your way have been on it.
So I'm really happy to have interviewed you today because you're one artist in Africa that I see that you keep pushing and pushing and pushing without stopping because we are not. A lot of people look at us as though that we don't know what we are doing, but we actually do know what we are doing. And Africa to the world, and we are going to take over together. It's not it's no more Nigeria. It's not Ghana. It's no more South Africa. It's going to be one Africa, and we are going to take over together. And so help me God.
Amen. So when would you also do like you did for R2Bs now? Carry my music and this your level.
Don't worry.
Carry my music. I'll overblow.
You know the thing is, the only thing is maybe if you know how much of your music I have consumed, initially I was never a fan, right? You understand? Until the people around me, you see, association is very important. So the people around me started putting me on your music, and I started loving the music. So I became even deeper in your music when you drop your new album, because I was able to stream the album. When you drop your videos, so it just feels like they always come to serve me. Stonebwoy's music. They'll say Stonebwoy has dropped it. Then I have to consume that, play it. So having said that, we want to get to know you. Are you ready? So we have a game we are going to play.
I think I know myself enough, you know. So I'll be able to tell the people who I am. I'm like, I think I know myself enough, so I'll be able to tell the people who I am, you know, if you ask me.
So I'm going to mention two things, you pick one.
All right.
Okay. So one of the people that have been pushing me on your music is here. See, Moses Arthur.
Big up as well, Moses. Big up Moses Arthur, right?
So Bentley or Rolls Royce?
Bentley or Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
Rolls Royce.
Pami or Okpokeke?
Na Okpokeke na. Okpokeke, ginger days.
Tea or coffee?
Tea. I hope they don't mean different things, because sometimes when you're answering some of these things, they mean different things. They will now tell you this one that you chose is this one.
No. So it's actually very simple. So you know what you do. So I'm sure you know you say you know yourself very well.
All right now. Okay, so you said another one. The last one you said.
Cold shower or hot shower?
Cold shower.
Juice or water?
Water is life.
SUV or sedan?
SUV. Africa Road, no
Text
good.
message or phone calls?
Phone call so I can hear your emotion with the vibe.
Cognac or whiskey?
Cognac.
Banku or fufu?
Oh, Banku.
Sneakers or loafers?
Sneakers all day.
Traditional or English wear?
Traditional. Yeah, I think traditional.
Arsenal or Man U?
Hey, which one did this one? I know the two follow these two, but this one, if I go Arsenal, these people go verse me. If I go this one go verse me.
Go Man U, go Man U, go Man U. I'll back you up.
Okay, then that's why I'll go to Arsenal. Let's go.
You go to Arsenal. Okay, no problem. I'm coming for you. A longer junction or grade 1 album?
Longer Junction. Definitely.
Okay, elevators or staircase?
Elevators.
London or New York?
Hey, Yankee Sammy.
Eh? Yankee style. Nollywood or Gollywood?
Gollywood.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to get to a point where you must pick what I want you to pick. Ghana jollof or Nigerian jollof?
Abba, Ghana Jollof now. Abba.
Ghana Jollof.
Oh, Charlie. So
Ghana Jollof, come on.
I get hit by all these your
Come
Ghana
on.
brothers every day.
You see, even him couldn't keep quiet. He had to slam you there.
But I've been
Don't do
feeding
that
him with
now.
a lot of Nigerian jollof.
Because he's in Nigeria now, because he's under your roof, he will manage. If he comes to Ghana, he will just throw all
See,
out.
I don't force him. He eats Nigerian jollof, and come and see how all of them they are here. They look very, very well fed.
It's because they respect you. They have to just keep quiet. It's because they respect you. They have to keep quiet.
You see, this night they will all sleep outside.
You see, this is the reason why they eat. That's why they eat the Nigerian one.
This
now,
night
so
they will
don't
all sleep outside. All of them.
I beg you, they like your jollof like that. Don't make them sleep outside.
Okay, you know what? No problem. Because of our president, we'll leave you. I'll leave them to sleep. But you know what? I'll make sure that they don't see Ghana jollof anywhere else to eat. It's a lie.
That means you have war with Ghana now.
You see, I'm very patriotic, right? Niger jollof, you see that jollof war? I'm patriotic. That jollof war, nobody can win it except Nigeria. Nigerian jollof is the best jollof in the entire world.
Which part of the jollof?
Nigerian jollof.
Which part of that jollof? Which part of that jollof?
You see, chicken. You just
I just they ask which part.
President,
the chicken part.
Nigeria jollof is always made with two Jimmy.
Two Jimmy. You know what is 2 Jimmy? Do you know what
Yeah,
is
the
2
2 Jimmy jollof.
You know where
these boys will sleep outside today.
See, I don't know. See, I've gotten into trouble already with Dotu. I want to trend for the right reasons in Nigeria, not for coming to fight. But this one, you see that Nigeria, it's okay. Next question.
Sarkodie came here and he said Ghana jollof. Sandra Kobia said Ghana jollof. When the Shay said Ghana jollof, Juliet Ibrahim said Juliet Ibrahim was kind of,
Well, she has to now just because the business is in and out of Accra.
Even Nelson said Ghana jollof.
But now, even you said no. I want us to just settle this thing once and for all, because the reality is that you have to be patriotic,
I'll tell you something,
which is good. But
I'll tell you something. No, I'll tell you something. It's not possible. But you see, let's leave that fight for another day. You understand? We'll leave that fight for another day.
Because
I'm sure one day we'll settle this fight.
even David will say it's gonna this Jollof. You know now, you know. Many of your brothers, they have been telling you in secret. You see, we know we don't have to argue this in public, but even
I'm not going to listen to Alonga Junction anymore. I'm not going to listen to Alonga Junction anymore.
You know what will happen? That album,
No, I go play it once.
it's in your mind. The moment you don't play it, that's the moment to start reminding you to play it.
Okay, well, I have no option because I'm locked down with some very two annoying Ghana boys here. You know, very, very annoying, but I love them very well. So thank you so much.
Ghanaians are always
show.
involved. You see, Ghanaians are always involved. You see, as you are in Nigeria, your life is good because Ghanaians are
oh,
around.
Charlie, I love my Ghana people. Though. Charlie, I love my Ghana people very well. I love my Ghana people. You know,
Ghana!
I get
my beloved
along
country.
With a lot of Ghanaians.
Yeah,
and we get along with Ghana.
Exactly.
You know, it's good in Ghana.
That's why you know the truth that our Jollof is.
Classmates.
Oh, what school? What school? No, I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Okay.
So I love my Ghana brother, but you see, there's something that
why did you come to school in Ghana? I have a question. Why did you come to school in Ghana?
I don't understand. So, okay, you know what? You are not going to perform in Nigeria again.
What?
You are not going to perform in Nigeria again.
How many times have I even performed there? How many times have I even performed there?
So you want to cause trouble, Abi?
So now
you want to cause trouble.
Now you don't book me to Nigeria, Abi. You see, now you want to blackmail and say the thing with you guys.
Don't worry.
You guys know they bring us enough already, and now you don't want to bring us at all. Now you make us just know say the agenda. They say don't bring Ghanaians already. So
no. That's not. I'm sure that's not it.
I'm just kidding. But you know what?
I know.
Ghana and Nigeria now. I've always said one thing that Nigerians also. I think that they're supposed to be like the. You know, they just play the perfect role for all Africans, and all other African people also play their perfect individual roles to have it all moving together. Especially in these times, we have to all rise up as Black people because we see what's happening in America, you know, and the rest of the world. We have to all stand as Black people, as one people, you know, as people of color as well. Because even you are here, say you are some Indian woman, get picking where the picking of color. So you know. You know, we all have to stand together. I mean, I'm just trying to joke. That was a joke, but
yeah,
man, we need to stand firm in this time and stand against racism because that tribalism, that countryism, that one way Ghana and Nigeria they always do. We have to rise against that in the first place to be able to rise against the overall. Yeah, man. It's been nice speaking to you. I'm grateful, Mr. Ubi.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
To all my Ghana people, I know I'm on his IG, but Ubi is a CEO of one of the thriving businesses and record. So follow him.
Thank you.
And, you know,
the thing
he's talking about education. He can educate you, and we can educate ourselves about the music business. So Ubi is a music mogul in Nigeria. Big respect.
Thank you.
Bless up.
Thank you.
Man.
Peace.
And please tell my fellow Nigerians to follow me.